डीम कन्वेंस बड़ा ही महत्वपूर्ण विषय है, जमीन के मालिकाना हक। इस विषय पर बात करेंगे। महाराष्ट्र सोसाइटी वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन महासेवा और एमएनएस मीडिया न्यूज सर्विस के साथ मिलकर ये लगातार हम फ्री वेबिनार का सिलसिला जारी किए हुए हैं। हफ्ते में 3 दिन मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन जरूर मिल रहे हैं, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। और आज का महत्वपूर्ण विषय अबाउट डीम कन्वेंस विथ एफएक्यू। आपके जो सवाल जवाब होंगे पब्लिक जनता जनार्दन के, वो उसके साथ में हाजिर है मिस्टर प्रभु। तो इस विषय पर खुद आज हमारे जो डीम कन्वेंस की लड़ाई लड़े और सरकार से मनवा कर रहे डीम कन्वेंस मानव अभी हस्तांतरण, ऐसे मजबूत कानून जो जनता और फ्लैट ऑनर्स के हित में है, ऐसे हमारे आज के कीनोट स्पीकर है हाउसिंग गुरु रमेश प्रभु जी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और तमाम जो पार्टिसिपेंट जुड़े उनका भी मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। लाइव जो देख रहे हैं यूट्यूब पर, उन सभी का स्वागत है। दोस्तों, डीम कन्वेंस की शुरुआत करते हैं आज के वेबिनार की दोस्तों। और डीम कन्वेंस मतलब मानव अभी हस्तांतरण मराठी में जिसको बोलते हैं, यानी कि आपकी हाउसिंग सोसाइटी यानी कि मालिकाना हक ले सकती है उस जमीन का। फ्लैट ऑनर्स आपने है तो सही मोपा और रेरा के तहत, लेकिन जमीन का मालिकाना हक भी बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण होता है दोस्तों। जिस प्लाट पर बिल्डिंग है आपकी कोऑपरेटिव हाउसिंग सोसाइटी है, और यह कानून पर काफी लड़ाई, काफी संघर्ष, जंग लड़ी है महासेवा महाराष्ट्र सोसाइटी वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन और सीए रमेश प्रभु जी की पूरी टीम, हमारी पूरी टीम ने। और ये सरकार से उस वक्त पृथ्वीराज चौहान मुख्यमंत्री हो या दूसरी जो मुख्यमंत्री रहे, उनके कार्यकाल में काफी पेपर वर्क करस्पॉन्डेंट कर कर, आंदोलन कर कर, लोगों को साथ में लाकर फ्लैट ऑनर्स तमाम, और ये जो डीम कन्वेंस का कानून को हक में, जनता के हक में लेकर आए सीए रमेश प्रभु जी महासेवा के चेयरमैन। तो आज इस विषय पर प्रकाश डालेंगे और आप तमाम लोगों के सवाल जवाब भी लेंगे कि क्या डीम कन्वेंस लोगों की जरूरत है, किस तरह से डीम कन्वेंस में आज जा सकते हैं, और जमीन का मालिकाना हक कितना महत्वपूर्ण है ये भी ले सकते हैं। और डीम कन्वेंस के बारे में और भी आगे कौन वन विंडो हो सके, उसके लिए भी हम महासेवा के तमाम जो पदाधिकारी हैं, प्रभु सर खुद हैं, वो सरकार को निवेदन दे रहे हैं और समय समय पर आंदोलन भी करते हैं। पिछले कुछ वर्षों पहले डोंबिवली में बड़ा प्रोटेस्ट किया था, और तमाम डीम कन्वेंस को लेकर काफी सारी चीजें चल रही है। तमाम चीजों पे अपडेट देंगे आज के कीनोट स्पीकर सीए रमेश प्रभु जी। रमेश प्रभु जी किसी चीज के मोहताज नहीं है, और उनका मैं बड़ी खूबसूरत लाइन के साथ में स्वागत करता हूँ। तारीफों के मोहताज नहीं होते अच्छे लोग, तारीफों के मोहताज नहीं होते अच्छे लोग, क्योंकि फूलों पर इत्र नहीं लगाया जाता, क्योंकि फूलों पर इत्र नहीं लगाया जाता। और ऐसे हमारे हाउसिंग के गुरु और हाउसिंग के जबरदस्त फूल या खुशबू देने वाले फूल हैं प्रभु साहब, तो उनका मैं स्वागत करता हूं। और प्रभु साहब, मैं आपका स्वागत करके आपका वेलकम करता हूँ, वार्म वेलकम, प्लीज वेलकम आए। और तमाम लोगों को आज के जिस महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर, जो आपका आपका हार्ट है, बड़ा आपके दिल के नजदीक है, डीम कन्वेंस, आपने बहुत मेहनत की है पूरी टीम ने आपकी, तो इस विषय पर मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं आपको सादर कि हम वेलकम। आपका मंच आपके हवाले, अब आगे का प्लीज वेलकम प्रभु साहब।
थैंक यू सुनील शर्मा जी, उदय शंकर जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइन। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ आप और तंदुरुस्त होए और जल्दी से जल्दी आप मुंबई में आइए, और हमारा नवी मुंबई जो भी हाउसिंग सोसाइटी उनको भी सेवा देते रहिए। कमिंग टू द पॉइंट, आज का एजेंडा जो है वो है डीम्ड कन्वेंस। तो डीम्ड कन्वेंस क्यों आया, ये भी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है समझना। सो मैं शुरुआत में एक 10-15 सवाल अपने आप को पूछूंगा, और बेस्ड ऑन दैट मैं आपको प्रेजेंटेशन भी प्लेस करूंगा। तो लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई दिस वाज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी डन। सी, Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act came in the year 1963, though it started implementing in the year 1964 after making the rules. But from 1963 onwards till 2010, which means nearly about 50 years, so or 57 years. See, 1963, so that means 40 and another 10, 50, nearly 47 years, 47, 48 years. So there was no provision for deemed conveyance. But does it mean that there was no provision for a conveyance? The answer is no, there was a provision for conveyance. So what happened in the law when initially it was enacted? There are 18 sections in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act which casted certain obligations. It made obligatory on the part of the promoter, that is a builder, developer, to form the society as per section 10 and then give the conveyance under section 11. So it was never assumed that builders will not comply. It was under the pretext that they will comply. So if there are some litigants or some developers, if they don't do it, naturally the law emphasized that those people may go to the appropriate court and get the remedy, maybe civil court. So that was the idea, and that is why there was no what is called as a regulator, or there was no competent authority who could comply, or who can observe, who can facilitate compliance of the various obligations of the promoter. Now, what are the obligations of the promoter under Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act? Pehla obligation is he should make things clear, he should give the agreement, he should give the plan, he should disclose all the details. All this is given in section 3 and 4 of section 10 of MOFA says, yes, he has to form the society. Section 11 of MOFA says he has to give the time prescribed in the rules. The rule says the conveyance has to be given within 4 months of the formation of the society. So ये पूरी चीज कायदे में लिखा है. But as I said, there was no implementing agency, and therefore it was necessary for the government to hear the various grievances of the people. Now, after hearing the grievances of the people, the government decided that why not make certain amendment, because any law which comes, that always can be amended. And that is how there was an amendment in the year 2005 in the assembly, and in 2007 in the legislative council, and in the year 2008 naturally it was approved by the President of India to facilitate the deemed conveyance. So before going further, we also need to understand what is conveyance, what is deemed conveyance, what are the documents required for conveyance, what are the documents required for deemed conveyance, what is the procedure for conveyance, what is the procedure for deemed conveyance, what is the difference between a conveyance and the deemed conveyance, how they are different, what will be the implication of the stamp duty, and how the various, what are the documents required, how the process can be done, and what are the various government guidelines to this effect, circulars to this effect, and at the end, is there any judiciary order, whether it is of the High Court or the Supreme Court. So to tell you, the n number of circulars have been issued, n number of High Court orders are passed, there are some Supreme Court orders also. Today, the deemed conveyance has become a reality. That is the only thing I can tell you, that today the deemed conveyance is reality. So what I will do in next 30 minutes, I'll try to share with you the presentation. Because the presentation is going to be in English, I'll try to speak in Hindi so that people will be able to make meaning out of it. And I'll straight away go to the presentation so that one of you will be able to make up and then decide. So today my presentation is going to be conveyance as well as deemed conveyance. So I will be dealing with both the aspects. Now, what do you mean by conveyance? As the word conveyance means transferring the title of the land and building in the name of the society. Whenever the land and building, the land and the building which is managed by the society, a registered housing society, in order to get that and the title transfer in the society is called conveyance. Now, why this required? What are the objectives of the objects of the formation of the society? Why we need a conveyance? The most important is when you enter into an agreement with the land builder, naturally, builder gives you an agreement for sale, saying that I will take so much money, I will give the portion of the flat in so and so year or by so and so time, and thereafter I will form the society and I will convey the land and building in the name of the society. That means in the agreement for sale itself, he says that he will convey the land and the building to a legal body which will be consisting of all the that land and building can be managed well and monitored well. So in order to become a legal owner, unless until the documents are in favor of the society does not become the legal owner. An individual agreement for sale, there may be clauses mentioned, but to become a legal owner, you need to have the conveyance. So therefore, the society becomes a legal owner only after getting the conveyance. Second is to make entries in the government record. As we know that we have to make entries in the government record. The government, especially the revenue department, whether it is a city survey or Talati office, wherever we talk about where the land records are maintained, change the name of the owner in the record only when there is a registered conveyance deed in the beneficiary or one who wants to get the property card or the Satbara extract, 712 extract, or revenue record in their name. So in order to get the name incorporated in the revenue record, we also need to have the conveyance. And the third and most important reason is to have a free and marketable title. See, today when the builder constructs the building, naturally either he takes the conveyance of the land in his name, then makes the plan, constructs the building and sells. In most of the cases, what happens is the builder enters into a joint venture agreement that is called development agreement with the landowner, and therefore the land title continues to be in the name of the landowner, and he in the development agreement says that once the building is completed, OC is received and the people form a cooperating society, he will also facilitate conveyance of the land directly in the name of society, so that there is no further unnecessarily payment of stamp duty. Now what happens is, if a builder has taken a development right, the land remains in the name of the landowner. Building is constructed by the builder. Flats are sold to the individual people in the name of agreement for sale, under the name of agreement for sale. And ultimately, society is registered having what is known as the registered society with the managing committee. If you look at the title of the land and building, it is partly held by various people. Landowner holds the land title, builder holds the construction title, flat owners hold the individual flats in their name, society holds the management right of the land and building, though they are not the owner. Because of the virtue of formation of society, they become common owner. So in order to that particular land and building free and marketable, and so that society can deal with that property in the way they want, whether it is related to redevelopment or receiving the compensation for road cutting or handing over certain land to the government authority, whatever may be the reason, have a free and marketable title, the conveyance is done. Now let us come. It is a conveyance of land and building. It's not only the land, it also consists of the building. So when we talk about land, it is not that only the land below the building, the upper tenant land, the RG, common area, road, everything, whatever is available to the society, that will be conveyed, and then there is a building. Now challenging part here is, in the case of a layout, what happens is nowadays there are all multi-story buildings, and secondly there are multiple buildings in one layout. So if there is a layout in which there are 4 or 5 buildings and every building is formed as a separate entity, the entrance is one, common road is one, RG is one. In such cases, there is a question arises, what land will be conveyed to each society? We understand building can be conveyed, each building is a separate standalone building, so the respective building can be conveyed to the respective society. But however, in order to convey the land, naturally undivided rights are being verified. When I say undivided right, each society will have an entitlement based on the FSI consumed for the respective building. Thereafter will be transferred by taking the architect certificate. So architect will be in a position to explain as to how much is the total FSI available on that plot of land, which is a layout land, in which how much is the RG, how much is the road area, how much is the open area, other common areas, and then how this land building based on the FSI consumed building, how much building land entitlement can be assigned to each of the building. And this way, based on the FSI consumed, proportionate entitlement certificates are granted. Architect, based on that, each society then will be able to get the conveyance of respective land and then the building. There may be undivided share because the property may not be able to divide. Reason being, there are FSI imbalance possible. The subdivision is not possible because there are so many common areas, common gardens, and common road. Now the question arises: what are the various ways of getting the conveyance? No doubt we have decided and we have understood what is conveyance. We also decided that as a society we need to get the conveyance of land and building in the name of society. In order to do that, the first and foremost thing that a society should do is to approach the builder. Because ultimately it is the builder who is supposed to convey us the land and building. He is the one who has entered into agreement for sale. He is the one under the law, under section 11 of the MOFA, Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act, he has to convey. So therefore it is easier that we approach the builder whom we have paid some rupees collectively. Secondly, if the builder does not give, then the second methodology is we can go to the various courts. Now, which are the courts where we can go, we can discuss it later, but basically there are 3 courts which we will discuss. And the third is that in case the society does not want to go to court because this is a lengthy process, then the amendment in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act will be done, wherein it says if the builder or the landowner do not convey the land within 4 months from the formation of the society or as per the statutory period, then the law itself has provided that it will be deemed to have been conveyed. That means, just to give you an example, all the societies who are registered prior to 4 months from today have received the deemed conveyance. So therefore, a lot of people ask me a question, sir, under the deemed conveyance, am I able to go and do the redevelopment? Sir, under the deemed conveyance, did I get the title? The answer is, the law is provided that it has been deemed to have been conveyed. When I say deemed means, it is more of a legal fiction. So therefore, a certain procedure need to be followed to get actual conveyance. So we will discuss that little later, how this process happens. But basically, when we say that when we are going to the builder or when we are going to the court or when we are going for a deemed conveyance, is the procedure different? Honestly, all the 3 procedure remain same. What is the procedure? Procedure is that you prepare a conveyance deed, let the builder sign, landowner sign on their behalf, society sign on their behalf of purchaser, and pay the appropriate stamp duty and get it registered. This is as simple as that. Now, in case builder does not come forward, landowner does not cooperate, naturally the court will hear both the parties and they will appoint a registrar who will execute the conveyance deed on behalf of the builder and the landowner. Now, under the deemed conveyance, one need not go to the court. Whatever the court have passed, same thing has been incorporated in the amendment done in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act to provide the deemed conveyance. So there, the directly registrar is appointed by the honorable, instead of appointed by the court, it is the government through a government notification and amendment in the MCS, amendment in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act, the district deputy registrar himself is appointed as a competent authority to execute the conveyance. In the court cases, after hearing the party, the executive officer
who will execute the conveyance deed on behalf of the builder and landowner. Here is the situation under the deemed conveyance. After 4 months, the DDR himself is considered as officer who will execute the conveyance deed on behalf of delinquent promoter. So this is how the entire process of conveyance to the builder through the court or the deemed conveyance is possible. Now I will take you through the, if at all a builder is cooperating, what are the steps involved in getting the conveyance. Involved is, as I said, we approach the builder. Whenever the builder has to give the conveyance, naturally he will look at least 3 or 4 important documents. One is the document which is related to the society. What is the document related to the society? Naturally, the registration certificate, and of course the resolution passed in the general body, resolution passed in the managing committee to obtain the conveyance. This could be the document related to the society. Then the document related to the land, because conveyance of the land, therefore anything related to the land, whether it is a NA order, whether it is a 70 extract, whether it is a property card, anything related to the land. The next is we are also going with the building. So naturally the building. When I say building, that is a certificate or a completion certificate, occupation certificate. And the last document is, because ultimately it is a member who has formed the society. So the documents executed with the member by the builder, that is agreement for sale. Because in the agreement for sale, it has been mentioned that conveyance will be given. So therefore agreement for sale is required. When we talk about agreement for sale, naturally that will be stamp duty and registration. So this is all the documents that also need to be collected and handed over to the builder, so that builder will be able to convey the land. Now many people are under the wrong impression, sir, when we go for a deemed conveyance, the registrar is asking all these documents. See, as I said, when we are going for a deemed conveyance, registrar steps into the shoes of the builder for the purpose of granting the conveyance. If the builder does not have the document, all the documents will be collected from you. Same way, registrar is not having any documents of yours as the common authority, but he has to collect all the documents from the aggrieved party, that means from the society. So therefore, all these documents need to be submitted to the registrar for getting the deemed conveyance in case builder does not cooperate. Thereafter, the society prepares a deemed conveyance deed. Once the builder agrees that I will sign, promoter says I will sign, then you have to prepare a deemed conveyance deed. Then get the deemed conveyance deed, conveyance deed executed by the builder and the landowner. Then you have to pay the appropriate stamp duty on the conveyance deed, because ultimately conveyance deed is going to transfer the land title and the building title in favor of the society. So whatever is the applicable stamp duty through the adjudicated process to pay. Then we have to register the conveyance deed with the sub-registrar, the way we register the agreement. Then obtain the index 2 and also obtain the conveyance deed. Then we have to apply to the city survey office and get the property card changed in the name of society. When you look at all this process, builder signing the documents, rest all the procedure is required even when we are going with the builder. That means collecting the document, paying the stamp duty, getting it adjudicated, getting it registered, then approaching the city survey office. So these are the various departments which one has to attend even when the builder is cooperating. Now if the builder is not cooperating, as I said, we could go before the various judicial mechanism. What are the various judicial recourse available to us? The first thing, MOFA, the conveyance has to be given by the builder, and he has to give within 4 months from the formation of society. And if he is not going ahead and giving the conveyance, we can naturally approach the civil court under the Specific Relief Act 1963 and get the conveyance order in our favor. This is the first thing that we can do. The second that we can do is we can go to the consumer court, and under the Consumer Protection Act 2019 now, earlier it was 1986, we can ask the consumer court to grant us the conveyance, because not giving the conveyance is a deficiency in service. flat purchaser is considered as a consumer. The next is under section 13 of MOFA, Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act. Any obligation which the builder is supposed to do, and if he is not doing, it will be treated as a criminal offense, and therefore we can go to the magistrate court. We can go to the magistrate court and get the builder arrested, and then because the builder may be arrested, he may be blacklisted. Possibly the builder, by fearing, he may start the process of conveyance. No doubt criminal court will not give you directly conveyance, unlike civil court and consumer court. So looking at the various stages of litigation, and as a society is not in a position to do all this litigation, government in the year 2008 amended and rules were made wherein, as I said, where the societies are not given within 4 months, it is deemed to have been conveyed, so that we don't have to go to the court and get the order for conveyance. So that has been amended. However, in order to execute the conveyance deed, because builder and landowner are not going to cooperate, government appointed district deputy registrar as a competent authority. So district deputy registrar is appointed as a competent authority, and accordingly rules were made, and these rules were published in the year 2010. Since 2010 to 2020, 6,000 to 7,000 conveyance across Maharashtra has been done, out of which nearly 6,000 conveyance only must be from Mumbai, and another 1,000 from Pune, Nasik and Nagpur. Now the question is, as I said, Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act amended on 25th February 2018, 8, and 2010 rules were made, and district deputy registrar is appointed as a quasi-judicial authority. Now, as I was saying, that deemed conveyance is nothing but it is as good as conveyed. Every society who has completed more than 4 months are deemed to have received the conveyance, so there is no problem. Now it is treated as a conveyed, so land is conveyed. It is a legal fiction which is created, so that if the builder does not give the conveyance, landowner does not give the conveyance, you have taken the land, you are in the position of the land, you are managing society. Somehow the ownership has to be conveyed today or tomorrow, and within the statutory frame, and therefore it has been said that it is considered as a legal fiction, because it is an amendment which has been carried out in the law. Now next comes, at all within 4 months it is doomed to have been conveyed. Then what is that we are doing by going to the DDR, competent authority? By going to the DDR, what we try to do is, we are simply trying to get the conveyance deed actually implemented through the DDR, because DDR will step into the shoes of the builder and the landowner, and he will prepare the conveyance deed, he will execute on their behalf, and so that the actual conveyance takes place. So as I said, just by declaring that you have received the conveyance, by making an amendment in the law, you don't actually receive the conveyance, but the actual conveyance you can obtain by going through the registrar only. So therefore registrar will step into the shoes of the builder and hand over the conveyance. Now next question, what are the documents required for obtaining the either a conveyance or a deemed conveyance? So naturally, as I explained, whether you are going through the builder or otherwise, you need all these documents which I discussed. However, when you are going for a deemed conveyance, you need to make an application to the registrar online with all the documents that I am going to describe now, and then you have to pay 2,000 rupees court fee. Now certified copy of the document, that means 70 lakh extract or your property card. Certified copy of the building means commencement certificate or the building completion certificate along with the plan. Flat documents, stamp duty registration paid, and society registration certificate. Another document means if you have sent a notice to the builder, maybe a copy of the notice, area entitlement certificate from your architect, who is able to go through the plan and tell you how much is the land you can claim under the deemed conveyance. City survey in case the document contains some other number and the property card that you have also some other number, we need to show to the authority how the land is, correlated, documents are correlated. Then of course we have to carry out the search and obtain the search report from the advocate. So this is what is required. Based on all these documents, we will be able to apply for the deemed conveyance. Many people ask me, sir, okay, you have given us the various methodology for conveyance. Why we should take all these efforts? Because now you are saying that once the society is registered, land is there, and naturally it is deemed to have been conveyed, nobody can take away our right. Then why should we do all these procedures? What is the advantage of a conveyance or a deemed conveyance? The first and foremost advantage is you become a ownership right. So the title becomes free and marketable. Otherwise, it won't be a free and marketable. Secondly, all the commercial benefits will arise. What is the commercial benefit? Whether it is an increased FSI, whether it is TDR loading, whether it is a loading of the what is known as hoarding, or telecommunication tower, whatever the commercial benefit, it will all come to the society if you have a conveyance. We have seen that the property which has a conveyance gets a loan quickly, so there is an appreciation of at least 500 to 1000 rupees per in cities like Mumbai. Loans can be raised by mortgage. If you want to do the repairing loan, you can take, and even for the self redevelopment, we can take the loan. Balance FSI will be available with the society, TDR can be made, and permission for redevelopment is possible. All this is there once you have a title in your name. And when you say title, that means you should become the owner, and you can become the owner either by way of conveyance or through the process of deed. No doubt we can send the builders to the jail, but by sending the builders to the jail does not serve the purpose. At the end of the day, our title should be in our name. If the building collapses, what will happen? Suppose I don't have a conveyance, and just because I don't have a conveyance, what will happen? Will I be able to reconstruct the building? Will I be able to rebuild the building? Will I get the compensation from the government? The answer is, if you do not have the conveyance and the building collapses, unless until you get the conveyance in your name, you will not be able to reconstruct. Now, documents required, I have in detail discussed earlier, but at the presentation, let me just give you. Society registration certificate is always with the society. Stamp duty registration proof is available with the individual. Agreement for sale either with the individual or with the builder, or you can take it from the government department. Commencement certificate, municipality authority. Because many people tell me, why I am saying all this, many people tell me, sir, going for a deemed conveyance requires lot of document. From where I want to obtain? All these documents we will be able to obtain by filing a RTI, right to information. So through the right to information, all this process is possible. 712 extract is with the form number 6 with the revenue office, search report from the advocate, index 2 at the sub-register of issuance, property card with the city survey office or the Talati office or Tahsildar, NA order from the collector of the district. If you have a development agreement or it is a registered document, we can collect from the. Suppose some of the documents are not available, you are not to worry. With the maximum documents available of the land and the building, one can go for deemed conveyance. Now, many times the society says our builder has sold the land to someone else. Instead of us, they are given to someone else. So therefore, the law says the promoter includes his assignees. If you see the third row, last row, includes his assignee. That means if the builder and the promoter has transferred the land title to somebody else, and that third person whom you have transferred also is included as a promoter, so therefore the DDR will be able to get you the conveyance even from the third person. Now, what is this amendment in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act? It provides judicial authority, who is a district deputy registrar, who will hear the parties. He will pass the order as to how much area we are entitled for a conveyance, and then he will also sign on behalf of the landowner and builder, and that is how he will convey the land and building. We don't have to run pillar to post. Even signing the execution of the conveyance deed also will be done by. Now in the DDR, that is a common authority, there will be appearance and non-appearance. That means once you file the application with all the documents, the DDR will issue a notice to the other. So based on that, other side may appear or may not appear. If they don't appear, it will be non-appearance, and accordingly ex parte order will be passed. If there are certain documents where the other party needs an inspection, we need to give. Parties will have to file the relevant say, further says, rejoinder, all that can be filed like a court proceedings. The receipt of the reply from the opponents, the applicant to prove his contents and deal with the opponent's reply, whatever the reply opponent gives. So we can file a rejoinder countering each of the claim made by the others. Opponent may file the written say. The most important is there is no cross examination like a court, and we can always submit everything in writing. There will be oral hearing, and last important thing is within 6 months after making such inquiry, verifying the authenticity of the document and giving sufficient hearing as the law of natural justice to the party, the DDR passes. So this is all about passing the order. The DDR passes the order. He prepares the conveyance deed, that is called unilateral conveyance deed. And once he prepares the conveyance deed, then of course, as I said, we will pay the stamp duty, what is applicable, we will get it registered, and then the registrar will register the conveyance deed. Thing I can tell you, once the conveyance deed is registered, and then you can change the name in the property card, and that is how you will become the owner of the land. This is some photographs with Prithviraj Chauhan, who was the chief minister earlier, and the deemed conveyance I was discussing. This is of course Sahkar Mantri Harshodhan, and my book deemed conveyance was released. And then of course this is a deed, conveyance deed executed under the deemed conveyance process. If you are able to read it, Mr. Gorpade, the competent authority having a power under section 5A of MOFA. That means where the did not sign, that is the sunshine builder did not sign, the DDR has signed. If you see the last page, the common seal on behalf of the builder, where the builder has to sign because he is not cooperating. The deputy registrar has signed, and with his seal, he has signed and registered the conveyance deed. On the buyer side, there are various other parties. Like buyer side, it is a society where chairman, secretary, treasurer have signed. The only question arises, conveyance, though I discussed it so nicely and briefly, but honestly, there are various provisions of law which are applicable, and there are many departments. Therefore, it is advisable for the purpose of conveyance, you approach the professionals and take their help, so that if something goes, the professionals will be able to guide. Second thing, what happens when you go for a deemed conveyance, the builder will hire a very good advocate, and he will mislead the common authority, and ultimately you will not be able to know how to counter that advocate of the builder, and therefore you may have to, sometime lose the opportunity of getting the conveyance or the deemed conveyance. Therefore, I advise you that you hire a good professional who has an experience of doing all this and provide you the conveyance. So the conveyance is getting affected with the Registration Act, Bombay Stamp Act. Now it has become Maharashtra Stamp Act, Maharashtra Cooperative Society Law, Income Tax Law, Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act, ULC provisions, criminal procedure, civil procedure, planning authorities, land revenue code. Similarly, there are survey office, collector office, sub-registrar office, assessment department, collector office, revenue department. If there is a SIDCO, then SIDCO, and all this. So this is where Balasaheb Thorat, who was the revenue minister at that time, somewhere in 2011-12, we had interacted with him to get certain circular issued, wherein chain of documents, where we were required to pay the stamp duty. Now you don't require to pay the stamp duty on the chain of document. The latest document, if the stamp duty is paid, is enough. Secondly, there are some unsold flats, you don't have to pay the stamp duty. Third and most important, the common area and the land and the garden or the built up area of the clubhouse, all these you don't have to pay the stamp duty. So all these circulars, by interacting with the then revenue minister, and even today he is a revenue minister, Balasaheb Thorat, we could get those things. And in fact, I am very happy to say that in the process of deemed conveyance and amendment in the Maharashtra Ownership Flat Act, I had an opportunity even to visit Rashtrapati Bhavan and become her guest. And these are some of my books which I had given to Rashtrapati at that time. This is my entire family, where you can see, and I had an opportunity to be for 3 days continuously at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and that was a great initiative. And this is Sachin Iyer, who is the housing minister at that time. He was a housing minister. My book in Marathi, Deemed Conveyance, was released. Now there are court orders. I am not going in detail, but I can give you some of the hint as to what the courts have said. The courts have categorically said that if there is no OC or a completion certificate, deemed conveyance can be done. This is the first law. So therefore, don't have the deemed OC also, you will be able to get the deemed conveyance. Second is, if the matter is pending in the consumer court, still you can go ahead and file the application for the deemed conveyance, and if the deemed conveyance is granted, then naturally the application before the competent authority, that is a consumer court, becomes infectious. Next is, deemed conveyance is possible even if there is a balance FSI. Many people are under the impression that if there is a balance FSI, deemed conveyance is not possible. That is also possible. Now, dispute related to open space, or if there is any dispute related to the land also, still the deemed conveyance is possible. So all these are some of the judgments of the Honorable High Court. I am not going in detail. So with this, as far as I have tried to explain you as to how the conveyance has been made easier by the Honorable High Courts and the Supreme Courts, and also by the government. So thank you very much.